What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be giving you a guide on how to make some smooth drill beats. Let's hop right into it. We're going to be using stock sounds. This little piano we're going to start with first, and then we'll go through, we'll copy stuff down. So let's just drag in. Let's do a C minor. We'll transpose later just so like the bass will sound good, but we're going to use that. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to like make these smooth. So obviously you're going to need the chords. So one thing you can do first before you even start anything else is just start with your main chord or like a fifth. So a fifth will just, if you delete that middle note, and then just choose the notes you like in between. You only got 3 to choose from, so you can't really mess this up. So I would choose this, and then you just pull it up. Now your top melody is done for your entire beat, right? Like you will follow this the entire beat, and then kind of like play around with this. And then we just stretch it out. Okay. Now, how do you find your next note? Well, same thing. Which one of these notes do you like? We haven't used the F yet. Let's use that. Pull it over. And then what you're going to do is do a +1. What is a +1? You just go up 1 or down 1. It's up to you. You don't have to do 1. It's just a rule that I kind of made up that works. So we'll try that first. And again, you do not have to use the notes I'm using exactly. I'm just following rules. And then up top, this is what you do next, okay? You want to just put a note here that you like. And I'm gonna just trickle this down. The reason you do this is because it kind of simulates what you do with the fifth, where it's making it easier for you to make a melody. And now you just put the notes in that you like. So I'm gonna cheat. We're gonna do something like this. We're just gonna copy these over and just pull them down. And we'll pull this one down, boom. And then you just add notes. So we can make a chord backwards, and you can just add like a little F in there. Probably mess with the velocity a little bit. And then I'm gonna copy this with the C, the root, just to give it some weight, because I feel like it's a little too light on the end. And I'll fix the velocities later. But yeah, that is literally our chords, smooth chords. We'll do variation in a second. Those are smooth chords. Now we're going to add some variation to it. So let's go ahead and do that. Looking for a deeper learning experience? Check out our courses over at Producer Portal. And if you're new to producing, the Ultimate Beginner course is perfect for getting you up to speed with the rest of us. Now let's jump back into the video. Now we're going to go ahead and add a little variation. So we're going to copy this over. Boom. Let's change the note color. So we get a little orange in there, just so we know what we changed. I'm going to make this real easy. So all you need to do is take any of these notes on the outside or inside and just play around with them. That's literally it. That's all you have to do. You don't got to use every note, but like, I'm gonna actually change these up a bit. Let's try to start like, okay, that's sounding pretty good. And then yeah, something like this. Maybe we could put this in between or like offset it just so it has a little bit of bounce in it. And I'm gonna come back to this F. And then you got to be careful with these offsets just so it sounds nice. Pretty simple. And then let's go up top. We're going to steal these 2 notes that we did from before, or these, doesn't really matter. Pull them up, and then we're just going to start a little melody up top. So let's change this one to like a blue. And just have fun with it at this point, right? Like literally, I don't know, let's do something like, chords. And then let's add one right here. All right, so let's listen to it all the way through. I'll mess with the velocity, make it sound a little bit better off screen, but for now, I think this is good enough for what we're trying to do. Okay, all right, so there's the melody. What we're gonna do now is move on to our next instruments and everything, and we'll copy this to our electric piano because this is the sound that I wanted to use. So let's go ahead and move on. So we went ahead and layered this as you saw before, and I went ahead and fixed like the velocity. So here is the sound that I picked, and this is pretty much, I just put the cutoff right here. As you can see, the cutoff is down. Because this needs to be smooth. I don't want the melody all in my face, so obviously we turn it down. We can Alt-Z that just to get it out the way. So we're gonna be starting with this to add on top of this. So let's go in here, and the fun thing about this is you can just use your ear from here on out, right? So we're just gonna quickly throw some stuff down, and we already know what notes to use. So do this, pull it down, and then you just fill in stuff in between. So let's try something like this. Make a chord backwards. Let's pull that down. A little cool little melody, you know, nothing crazy, but just something to get the point across. And then we can Control B, pull it across, and then from here we could just play around with some of these notes. So do something like this. Okay, and I think I want to actually pull this. Okay, we'll fix that a little bit later. So let's go ahead and move on to our next sound. This one right here. We're on to our next sound. So this is the 𝗏𝗏𝗣𝗘 preset, and I just added like some delay and stuff to it. Okay, so this should help bring our melody a little bit alive, because right now it's kind of like low, as you can see. All right, so now we need to put some life back into it. So I'm gonna just listen. I want this to be a little faster. Let's do like something like this. Kind of want like a pluck. And then I want like a chord right here. I'm gonna try to pull this up. I feel like it's not loud enough. And then let's try to get in the right spot. I'll just pull it down. Okay, there it is. I like that. Now we just move it over, and then you want to make some variation, you can, but I think honestly this is fine the way it is. Okay, I like that. It just adds a little extra to it. So there is that little counter. Now we can go ahead and add like a little lead in here. Now we're gonna do our last little part of the melody. So we're just gonna do a little lead. So I got this sound and this sound to kind of go together. So let's just make something. So we can just cheat. So really with your counter melody or whatever, you can just pick a spot on every second bar. So like right here and right here. So like, I don't know, this. Gotta add some life to that because it's kind of like robotic. So we could. Yeah, this got a little bit more life into it. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And yeah, we just copy it over, change the note, copy it over, change the note, copy it over. Maybe we go up. Something like that. All right, let's just listen, make sure these sound good. I'm gonna make these a little bit longer. Okay, so obviously now what we'll need to do is do a little bit of mixing just to make it sound better. So let's go ahead and do that. So for the effects, I didn't do much, so we can just run through it. So I just have my bass stuff on top, like my master stuff. But for the actual sounds, I just routed everything into these little buses except like the leads here. And speaking of the leads, I just took down some of the high end just because I felt like it was the second sound was just it had too much high end in there. But then on top of like everything else, I just put like a sketch cassette just to give it that like wow and flutter effect. Okay. So that's pretty much all I did there. And then on top of everything, to make it sound more like a sample or something like that, I usually like pitching it up. Usually I do 4, but for this one, I just thought 7 sounded nice. So yeah, and this is what it sounds like with nothing. And then with everything on top, well, just these two. You probably could just render this out and use it as a sample, reverse it, do whatever. But what we're gonna do now is make a beat with it. So let's go ahead and do that. Before we move on, I am going to chop this up a bit. And I just decided I was gonna do it off screen, but I decided might as well do it just on screen. So yeah, I just rendered this out, right click, you go to consolidate, time selection, and you'll get this. Right now, the only issue is it'll have this little space. So you just gotta delete that space, pull it in, and then yeah, I'm gonna just chop it. I'm gonna do a basic chop though. So I'm gonna just actually make sure I'm just hold shift and click it like this. Something like that. Maybe we could do this basic little chop. And you could just use gross B for this, but I usually kind of like doing it in here. And I'm gonna take these just so it's a smoother transition. Pull them out and then just turn the volume down. Okay, I like that. I might make this one a little louder. And then at the end here, do a little chop at the end. Just because there's nothing at the end here, like you see there's nothing. So Could do a chop here. Just to prepare for the beat. Also, you could reverse it too and use it as a sample. So that's one other thing you can do. I'll just mute those. All right, so now that pretty much sounds like some soul sample or something, even though we just made it with flex. But yeah, that is, on reverse it, that is like our chop. So let's go ahead and start making the beat. Now we're gonna go ahead and start the 808. So obviously you see we got a lot of drums. I'll, make sure it doesn't take too long. But for the 808, remember we went up 7 for our melody. Okay, so we would just start on C and go up 7. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. And then yeah, we just play around with this. And then I'm gonna do some slides. And then let's copy it, put it on C. And we should be able to trickle this up a bit like this. Maybe we could play around with this a bit. I don't know, just try some. Ooh, okay, wait, hold on. That sounded pretty nice. Okay, just make sure these are all the way up. Just get some of that saturation in there. So yeah, that's the 808. I like that. Pretty simple. Now, okay, so this is supposed to be like drill. So I'll show you the drill patterns, but after that, I'll probably fast forward through some like smaller stuff. So let's go ahead and do the drums to finish us off. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the drums. I'll mute this because I hate ruining the end for myself. So we'll just do it like this. So now, obviously you want like a drill pattern. So it's gonna be a little different than your normal pattern, but you can really cheat the system if you just do something like this. So you want to, instead of doing it like on the grid, you want to do it like this. So like normally your clap will be like this, right? Like, but you want to offset it a little bit like so. So if you just know this pattern, and then you could just fill in stuff in between, right? Like you just start throwing. You see what I'm saying? So that's all you got. All you really got to do. Obviously I'm gonna just go with whatever I think sounds nice right now. So we want to keep that there. And bar it up. And then we can add some little snares in there too. Right, and if you notice, a lot of these snares and rims are playing with the 808, so that's just another style difference that you can kind of take note of. I'm gonna kind of mix some of these snares up together. And then obviously, like, you don't want to like have these playing at the same velocity because it's just gonna sound weird. So I think that's like the gist of it. I don't want to like take too long with the drums. I just want to get a, yeah, okay, I kind of like that. So I think y'all get it at this point, right? Like kind of get what's going on. Oh, I'm messing it up. Let's see. Maybe add one in between. I kind of like it like that. All right, so those are the drums. I'm gonna go ahead and just fast forward through it, and then we can just kind of play it all together. Okay, so you probably didn't, I probably skipped through a lot of that, but these are the drums. I just add a lot. So when you have a lot of drums like this means you can take away a lot for different parts. So I won't necessarily use all of this for like the beat. You probably just use like the bottom one for the main and then just add these in. But this is the drums. I probably should turn these down. Right, and you can mute some of these too, like if you don't want to. And then here's another key is you can use as many drums as you want as long as you edit the velocity. Right, if you just edit the velocity, you can use whatever you want because you're just pretty much blending them in together. You could even do something like this if you really wanted to. Obviously, like this is not gonna sound like the craziest, but you can. See, you just edit the velocity, and I kind of like that. I'm gonna just keep it in. All right, so now we'll just play everything all together, just one time through. And then for I guess the master, just add the wave shaper. I'll make a video on that later, just to make it a little. And this is offbeat a little bit too. I don't know, I'll fix it later. We'll just play it with the actual melody. So now we're gonna go ahead and play the full thing because I don't know, something happened earlier with the sample got messed up, so I just fixed it. So I'll just play it, the real, I guess, finished product all the way through. Alright, so that is the beat. That's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.